This speech, like many I've heard recently, is what I call a tale of two speeches. Tiffany's particular point was to have a specific purpose and for us to understand the general purpose and the specific purpose and make sure everything she said supported that. Well, the general purpose was for us to generally understand the concept of an overachiever. And I think that she definitely did. The specific purpose was to encourage us to read Bennett's book. That one, I'm not quite so sure about. How she did this was two different ways. First of all, her delivery skills. Phenomenal delivery skills, as was alluded to earlier, not the delivery skills of someone who's just giving their third speech. She started off by saying, "Hi, I'm Tiffany Rowe, and I'm an underachiever." But that kind of low-key way of speaking, she only said in the very beginning. After that, she went back, and then we heard the power that she can actually bring. So she actually used even her introduction to give us that kind of low-key, to focus us on the speech. She has a strong voice. She had natural humor. You can tell she didn't write jokes in. Just something kind of came to her that she thought was funny, and she just threw it out there and said it. And she knows how to do something that most speakers do not know how to do. When you read numbers, you should read them slow and loud. She said 15 days, 215 miles. By putting emphasis on numbers, it's something that we can all understand. And it always works in any presentation you do. Put emphasis on the numbers. So her delivery skills were excellent. Organizational skills, though, that's where I think she could take this and take it to the next level. She has the natural delivery skills. Now let's look at the organization. Her opening was good because she started low. But then as she went through, I wasn't clear what were her points 1, 2, and 3. As a matter of fact, there was a point where she said, the other thing that I like is my diet. She started talking about moderation. So I thought moderation was point number 3. And I was like, wait. And then she went back to point number 2. And I was like, wait, so is moderation point number 3, or is it a subset of perfect is the enemy of good? So when you lay out your presentation, make sure you lay it out clearly so you know what point 1 is, what point 2 is, and what point 3 is. So when you're making an argument, you can go back and review each of those elements. So even right now, I'm not sure if there was 2 major points of this presentation or if there was 3 major points to the presentation. Now for the end, again, a tale of 2 speeches. For the ending, she did something that is an ultimate no-no. Whenever you give an entire presentation, never counter yourself at the end. So she said, yes, I want you to read this book. And all of a sudden, at the end, she goes, well, you know, there's one thing I don't really like about the book, okay? And that kind of goes away, which is a very valid point for you, but it goes away from getting us to do your specific purpose to want to read the book. Now, with all of that said, the speech was so good that I, who consider myself kind of an overachiever, I want to read this book. Because the things we talked about were very interesting. So if you take those interesting things, that dynamic style, but put it together in a little bit better organizational style, then even more people will definitely want to go and read Bennett's book and go ahead and ask him for, a little bit of residuals from those extra people who will buy it.